Yo, what's good? This is Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, and you're now watching Casey for L Wrestling Takes Show. What's going on? I know y'all like, wait a minute. Still doing the Monday Night Raw review from the crib right after Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Well, I mean, it's the Go Home show for Summerslam for the Raw side, so obviously I was coming in here. But before we talk about Raw tonight, I want to give my thoughts about the Great American Joke, or as what it was called, NXT's Great American Bash, live from Texas yesterday in Austin. These two right here carried the whole show. I mean, people keep talking about match of the year contender. You might as well throw them in there. Dragunov, Mello, cooked. Congrats to Tony D. Tiffany Stratton retained. Thanks to Andre Chase screwing over Thea Hale. Roxanne and Davenport did a great job. The two matches in the middle, I ain't give a rat's behind about. I didn't care nothing about them. Ali got screwed, and Baron Corbin is a pirate now, and Gable Steveson got booed out the building. And the pre-show match actually wasn't that bad with No Man Dar Squad versus Dragon Lee Squad. Dragon Lee and them won. Like I said, I walked away 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Like I said, these two right here carried the show. We got an update. Rey Mysterio has suffered a concussion, so he'll be out for a week or two. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's dive into Monday Night Raw. Now, you know what? I got something else I want to talk about. I watched the documentary of this cat right here, Cody Rhodes, becoming Cody Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, for somebody like me who always takes shots at Cody Rhodes, I watched that documentary, and I can honestly say it's one of the funniest documentaries you'll ever see. This documentary was hysterical. I'm telling you, and I loved it. Very funny. You had a lot of insightful information on here, but you had a lot of bull jive. And I'm telling you, this man is one of the biggest cappers on the planet, and he had Captain Triple H with him. I mean, the whole, listen, capping. And the funniest part was when we got to WrestleMania 39. Oh my goodness, hysterical. If you ain't seen it, you better go and watch it. It's very insightful, and they're telling you without telling you that this man is taking Roman Reigns down at WrestleMania 40. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. However, tonight we got absolutely nothing from neither one of these circus clowns. Neither one. I mean, listen, the whole show was revolving around these two. And this man is just, listen, no wonder Vince McMahon had him in that doggone clown gimmick. This dude is a clown. He's a clown. This dude is a clown. I mean, it's just funny. Listen, I'm telling you. I normally don't sit up and laugh at Raw because Raw is just a sleeper. Raw, when I say sleeper, you can literally go to bed watching Monday Night Raw. Or as I like to call it, rematches always weekly. That's rematches always weekly. And that's pretty much what we got tonight. Without them doing it, we got rematches off tonight. Now, the spot of the night, or I should say the match of the night, I can't wait to talk about it. Because when I get there, we're going to break down everything. And I even said it on Twitter about what I think the young man who was involved in that spot, what they should do with him. But that documentary, Becoming Cody Rhodes, is one of the funniest documentaries I've ever seen in my life. And it was very good. Very good and very funny. Let's break down Monday Night Raw live from Houston, Texas. The fans was going nuts, going crazy. We opened up the show. The clown I can't stand, Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes out of nowhere and he addresses the fans talking about Ricochet and what he gonna do to Ricochet and all of this. And now before the show started, they showed a memorial graphic of old school exotic wrestler Adrian Street. Now this dude was obviously a drag, so you know what that is, but he was doing it before it was mainstream like how it is today. He was like I said, this cat is before my time, but like I said, people who live that lifestyle, he was trying to make it big even back then, and that's exactly what he did. He was that alternative lifestyle is what you want to call it, but he was doing it in wrestling form. So he passed away. Also, he's not alone. Paul Rubin, for people who don't know who Paul Rubin is, he is the legend Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman lost his battle to cancer today. I didn't know that he had cancer. He was 70 years old. I remember Pee Wee Herman on Pee Wee's Playhouse. I know he got caught up, and you know what he got caught up in. I only had to go into details about. But I remember him being in so many other films and so much other stuff. And like I said, he's part of my childhood. And he's going to be missed. And then there was another celebrity. I don't watch Euphoria, but that is Zendaya's show. A young man named was Agnes Cloud, 25 years old. Obviously, people saying that, I didn't know this, but apparently his father died a week ago. And now he disappeared. And word on the street is they say they do it in threes. So for people who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. They say they do it in threes. But Logan Paul, on the back, talking about Ricochet, and he gonna make that dude go viral and all this stuff. Ricochet come out there, they get in the ring. He talk about, I'm gonna victimize you, I'm gonna do all this, and we're gonna make you go viral and all that. So obviously the two of them end up beating the brakes off each other, and then he told that man, now before he started beating the brakes, he said, unfortunately, I'm gonna have your lady, pretty much says, and the winner is Logan Paul. And I'm like, you know what, that's cold, but hey, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And Ricochet is going to do the job. Ricochet is going to make the young man look good. But Ricochet is here to do the job. Logan Paul is definitely going over. It's not even a question. Listen, this is one of the most easiest matches to predict. Logan Paul is there. As much as I can't stand that circus clown, Logan Paul is going over. So I'm going to be honest with you. This first segment, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't have a problem with it. The promos was kind of weak if you asked me. But the two of them, I think this might be the match of the night, honestly. I honestly believe that these two might actually go at it and do what they got to do and quote unquote make things go viral. That's all they thinking about. So, no sign of Drew McIntyre. We don't even know where he was at. But we got Ludwig Kaiser taking on Matt Riddle for the 18th millionth time. I've seen this match over and over and over again. Obviously, if Ludwig lost this match, Gunther would have been done with him, so you obviously knew Ludwig Kaiser had to go over. And he pretty much beat the brakes off of Matt Riddle. Like I said, I've seen this match 15 million times. It really didn't do nothing for me. I mean, it made Ludwig Kaiser look good, but I really didn't care because I've seen it over and over again. What I tell you, Monday Night Raw stands for rematches always weekly. That's what it stands for. For some reason, people don't want to receive that, but that's what it stands for, So that was that. So they give a recap of the Viking Raiders going against Alpha Academy, which is basically just to get over Maxine Dupree. That's what this whole feud is about. And these these 6 have wrestled each other week in, week out. And I'm so over this feud. I'm over it. I'm so over this feud. So Logan is walking in the back. Byron Saxton stops him. And he said that was just a taste of what I'm going to give Ricochet this Saturday. And I'm going to show him and turn him back into a full-grown fetus. It is what it is. So then we got a TikTok video talking about Cody Rhodes and Brock. Now, I actually said that this matchup actually made no type of sense, or the whole feud made absolutely no type of sense. But I'm going to be 100% with you. I thought that this video package was actually pretty good. They showcased the first time they got into it right after WrestleMania. Then they had the first match, was that Backlash. Then they had the second match, which was that Money in the Bank. Now we got the third matchup, which is taking place. And now the video package, I thought the video package was good. I can't hate. I take shots at Cody, and I can't stand Brock Lesnar. So, but I thought that even without the explanation, the video package was great. WWE are the kings of video packages. There's nobody like them. Y'all know I'm an AEW head through and through, but they still learning how to do video packages. These circus clowns know how to do freaking video packages. That's just how they are. That is kudos to that circus clown, Kevin Dunn, the Beaver. That dude, listen, he might be a joke, but he sure don't play around when it comes to these video packages. So we get Maxine Dupree representing Alpha Academy. She takes on Logan, which is, I think it's Var's wife from the Viking Raiders, Valhalla. That's what they call it. This matchup, like I said, man, I've seen them wrestle 15 million times. This was basically, to let her get her quote-unquote feet wet as a singles. And from what they did, it was okay, you know what I mean? But I've seen it over and over and over again for the last 8 weeks. They've been feuding for 2 months now? 3 months? The same feud. Nothing. I mean, she went over, which is great, excellent. But that's it. She beat her with what did she win? She beat her with a Japanese Ocean Cyclone Suplex. Cool. So then we get judged today on their way, making their way out, talking or whatever they going to do later on in the show. Then we get Shinsuke Nakamura talking with Tommaso Ciampa, talking about how they going to be in the SummerSlam Battle Royal and all this stuff. And Tommaso talking to Shinsuke Nakamura like Shinsuke knows exactly what he talking about, and he just looking at him like he just talking crazy. So a lot of fans been wondering, when is DIY getting back together? Like, what the heck is going on? They just trying to play along. I think DIY gets back together this Saturday, so people can, get their little nostalgia on and all of that. And listen, I want to see Johnny and Tommaso get back together, but I can't trust this company because they don't care nothing about the tag team division. The tag team division is a complete joke. It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Like, they put them back together, and what they gonna do? Get fed to everybody? Matter of fact, Johnny got fed to Omos on the doggone pre-show on SmackDown Dark last I checked. But that was that. So Judgment Day, they in the ring. And they talking about what everything is going to do. They're going to run the show. They're going to destroy Kevin Owens. They're going to destroy Sami Zayn just like they destroyed Kevin Owens. And just like how Rhea destroyed Liv. And we're going to destroy Sami. And we're going to destroy Seth. And just like on Saturday, Finn Balor is going to take that championship from Seth Rollins and all this crazy stuff, So, yeah, they just running their mouth. Then Raquel Rodriguez music come out there, so she get into it with Rhea. So I'm thinking, okay, they getting ready to set up the matchup. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I get it. They trying to make Rhea this dominant heel and all this stuff, but there's really nobody for her to go because everybody hurt. Everybody gets hurt. So Rhea ain't even defending her title at SummerJoke. They're not. But they pretty much beat the brakes off of him, and that was it. So Raquel, quote unquote, got hurt again. So then we get a video package explaining the history of how Ronda and Shayna became tight. And ladies and gentlemen, for somebody who didn't give a rat's behind about this feud, the video packages explained everything. And I'm saying, you know what? Now I went from 2 matches that got my attention. I got a third match that I care about going into SummerJoke. Ronda versus Shayna Baszler. And the matchup is MMA rules, which means they get to basically beat the brakes off each other. It's an MMA fight, WWE style matchup. And they explain how far their friendship goes back. Shayna Baszler said that the only reason that she was rolling with Ronda is because Ronda wanted somebody to just basically be her crash test dummies. That's the only reason that she was hanging with her. So when she came over to the E, she brought all her girls over, and this was basically to push her out there and make her look like the big thing on campus. Meanwhile, it was like, why the heck is she the one that's being prepped when the entire wrestling audience is so freaking tired of her, when I can do this 100% better than she can? It makes no sense. I said, man, listen, the video package is giving us an explanation of why they're beefing. What is the beef? What is the storyline? And just with the video packages that we got tonight, I'm actually looking forward to this matchup. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They got 3 matches for me right now. They got Logan Paul, Ricochet. They got the tribal combat match. And they got this matchup. That's 3 matches that I care about. 3 matches. Like I said, it was supposed to be 4, but I'll give you my answers as to why I really don't care about the Raw World Heavyweight Championship matchup, and I'll tell you exactly why when I get there. So, we got a commercial, Alpha Academy. Backstage, Maxine having her little celebration of what she did. And out of nowhere, Gunther and them pull up. I said, oh. Now, there's been fools that's been wondering who should take that title from Gunther when the time calls for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we just found our man. We just found him. Mr. Alpha Academy himself, Chad Gable, is the guy that should dethrone Gunther after he passes Honka Tonk Man. And when we get to that matchup later on, oh man, listen. So that man told him, look, he said, let's see if you can actually last in the ring with me for 5 minutes. If you can last 5 minutes, who knows what happens? And he said, all right, you're on. We'll see you out there later on. So we get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tommaso Ciampa for the 18th millionth time. And guess what? Tommaso Ciampa has lost again. Tommaso Ciampa has looked like a biggest joke coming back. He has not looked strong at all. Meanwhile, Shinsuke Nakamura has looked somewhat decent, but it's the same matches over and over and over again. I told you, Raw stands for rematches, always weekly. This is one of the major reasons why I don't really give a thorough review about this show, because all they do is rematches all day. That's it. It's rematches. It's rematches and foolishness that happen that goes absolutely nowhere. Like I said, don't let people who shuck and jive and shill out for this company act like everything. No, it's not. Now tonight it was tolerable because this was the Go Home show, and there was a lot of foolishness that had me on the floor crying laughing. But like I said, this right here, Shinsuke beat the brakes off of Tommaso Ciampa, and it led to nothing. So obviously these two will be in the Battle Royal, and Shinsuke has the upper hand going into it, which tells me all I need to know. Shinsuke is not winning. So we get a recap of, see, this what I hate. What the heck does the Bloodline have to do with Raw? They don't need to be showing this. I know why they're doing it, because they don't have anything else to do. It's like we're trying to kill time, so let's get the fans hyped up about the Bloodline. I'm like, this is SmackDown storyline. This ain't a Raw storyline, so why the heck should we even care? Just like when they be showing Raw storylines on SmackDown. I'm like, what? No, we shouldn't even know nothing about that. We should not know at all. It's only Raw. Focus on the Raw storylines. But you're focusing on the storyline that's carrying the whole company as a whole right now. That's sad. That tells me that they don't really have anything left to do. But again, when you're on for 3 hours, you got to just kill time and make up bull jive. So they showed the Judgment, all that crap and all that mess. So then Adam Pearce is talking to Raquel. She's not clear. She's not ready to go. So, that's that. So then here come Brock. This circus clown come out here talk about some Brock. And I was a several time NCAA champion in wrestling. Then I was a UFC multiple times champion, and then I was the undisputed world heavyweight champion. I'm saying, so this clown basically going down his accolades about how great he was and all that stuff. I said, dude, we already know this. I'm like, what is this? Is this supposed to have us actually give a crap about the match? Is this supposed to get us to care? So he said, for my so-called match on Saturday, the only way, because I'm a dude and I kick people's A. I'm going to kick Cody's A on Saturday. But if he don't get his tail out here in the next 5 seconds, I'm not even going to show up because I get paid to fight. Garbage promo. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Nothing. So then guess what? As he counted down to 5, Cody came out there, you know, got in the ring, and Cody cut the same exact promo he been cutting for the last 4 months. Absolutely nothing. Nothing, and we didn't get a matchup or anything. We still got no explanation into why these circus clowns are beef with each other. And we did not get a stipulation for the rubber match. This is the third matchup, and these circus clowns are having a regular match. Now, Cody stuck his hand out, Brock shook his hand, and he just pushed him and he walked off. So then Cody I gotta go through the ropes, jump, and then try to jump that man. He tried, and guess what? Brock beat the brakes off of him. And listen, let me tell you something. Cody Rhodes is one of the most dramatic clowns I've ever seen. He be overreacting, trying to oversell. I said, this dude is something else. That man had me crying, laughing. He looking like a dang old man. Brock beat him with the steel stairs several different times. I mean, just beating the brakes off of him. And it's like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. How about you give us a last man standing match? Make this a last. That's what they kind of was trying to tell us, right? Nothing. Brock beat the brakes off of him, looked at the camera, winked, and kept going. And this man just looked extremely silly. It just looked goofy. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, even though with the fans cheering him, I said, listen, this is why I laugh at Cody Rhodes. I laugh at him because, like I said, this man he's something else. He is something else for all the wrong reasons, man. This dude, he trying to come across like somebody that he is, and we know dang well he ain't. This man, he like I said, he just something else. He's a clown. He just goofy. This man is just silly as possible. And you in the ring with another goofy clown named Brock Lesnar. I'm like, and I'm supposed to care about this. No, I don't give a rat's behind about it. I can't wait till this trash is done. I can't wait till this feud is over with because it's went nowhere. It's went absolutely nowhere, and I don't care nothing about this matchup. Don't care. But Cody looked like a clown, and that was that. F5, boom, over. So we get to the 5-minute challenge. Can Chad Gable last in the ring with Gunther for 5 minutes? Match started slow because you know how Gunther matches are. But then things started picking up, and we got to a minute, and Gunther had this man in the doggone chokehold, and he was about to put him out, but then he found a way to get out. Then he tried to do a suplex, tried to do a double suplex, and then found a way to eliminate him from the ring. Like this was the Royal Rumble or something. And that crowd went nuts when they got all the way down to the 10-second mark. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That crowd went nuts. And so basically they said because he lasted 5 minutes, he won the match. But they said due to whatever, this matchup is still going to continue. So pretty much they won. I think they won another 10 minutes. So I think the matchup lasted about 15 minutes altogether. They kind of gave you a tease of what these two can possibly do together if you give them time and if you build up a proper feud. And ladies and gentlemen, Chad Gable, in my honest opinion, should be the guy to dethrone Gunther. They told you without telling you right now. Now, all I care, as long as they not wrestling Imperium every week, he wrestling. I don't need that. Don't blow your lids up where you can have something that can be special. You can make Chad Gable as this little underdog, because they always keep calling him short. This David versus Goliath storyline that you can make, and you can have it play out as this man goes on to pass Honky Tonk Man and play it out. You can play this thing out if you want to, if you have fun with it. I say WWE, you just came across something special. For me, this was the best part of Monday Night Raw. I was invested. I say, okay, you got something right here. And then, like I said, after he beat the brakes off him, he knocked him out, he won. And then Gunther got on the mic. He started again talking about why he the best. And he said he can't wait to beat the snot out of Drew McIntyre, wherever that circus clown is at. I'm going to beat the brakes off him. I was like, yeah, he sure is. And I'll tell you this, Vince, you bet not have Drew McIntyre win, because this man is trying to pass Honky Tonk Man. This is your guy to dethrone him after he passes Honky Tonk Man. Drew McIntyre bet not beat him for that title on Saturday night, because if he do, what the clown was this for? What do we do this for? Like I said, WWE be falling upon gold, but they refuse to dig it up. They refuse to shoot for the stars. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They have something, and then they go the opposite route. You got something with Chad Gable. You have something. He could be the potential guy to dethrone Gunther after he passes Honky Tonk Man. It's not that difficult. The only deal is, do not have this matchup every week for the next several weeks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if you do it, fools are not going to care about him taking them down. They're not. Rematches after rematch after rematch right after way is not the way to go. You can do the rematch, just don't do it right now. Build upon it. You can have fun. This is one of the issues about wrestlers and wrestler promotions. They don't like to have fun. They just do the same formulaic crap that makes absolutely no sense. The same crap over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Have some fun with this. You can make Chad Gable into a mega mid-card star by dethroning the man who has brought prestige back to the IC title. It's not that difficult, man. It ain't. So, I just talked about that. So, they showed Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn in the back looking goofy as possible. Talk about what they finna do in the main event. And then out comes Becky Lynch. So the matchup that I actually thought was going to be on the show got axed. And you know what? I ain't going to lie. I'm kind of glad it got axed, because I really didn't give a rat's behind about this feud. I was one of the dudes that actually was on board with Zoe Starks joining Trish. But in the long run, this has not helped her at all. It hasn't. It hasn't. And baby mama Trish has not looked well, and you already know how Becky get down. So I'm like, I'm so over this feud. So this what happened. She was out there. She started talking, and guess what? Roman Reigns going to be on First Take with Coon A. Smith and them. I said, I said, you already know. I said, ain't nobody tuning in the First Take. So they said, okay, let's bring Roman Reigns on, because ESPN going through all kind of turmoil right now. They done lost so many of their big cats that they had on there. ESPN like, we got to get the ratings. So, hey, Roman, go on the show and talk to Coon A. Smith. Talk to Stephen A. Smith over there. Anyway, then they showed us a crap recap with Brock Lesnar and Cody Bull Jive, which went nowhere. And guess what? Mr. War always talking about, just overexposure. Cody, we didn't see you. We don't need to see you no more. I'm like, unless you're going to tell us what the matchup is going to be. You know what the circus clown decided to do? Talk about nothing. Byron, he beat me down. He can break my arm again. He can break my jaw. But I'm going to end him, and I'm going to silence him at SummerSlam. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest clowns I know. A clown. Went nowhere. A circus clown through and through. I'm like, no wonder Vince McMahon had him in that doggone Stardust. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear me right now. He gonna win that title. He gonna win that championship. He's gonna win it. But the way how Vince McMahon and them is booking him right now, Stardust will be back. I'm telling you right now, Stardust will be back. Whether Cody Rhodes wants to admit it or not, Stardust will be back. Because the way how they've been pushing this guy, I'm so over this clown. It don't make no sense. Nothing. He could have told Byron, you know what, Byron, I'm tired of this fool. I'm tired of him breaking. Listen, he could have said the same exact thing. I'm tired of him trying to break my arm. I'm tired of him trying to break my jaw. I'm tired of him just humiliating me for I don't know what. But let me tell you something. At SummerSlam, we're not having no ordinary match. At SummerSlam, Brock, I'm going to whoop your behind in a last man standing match. I say, okay, now we get somewhere. No. It's a regular match, ladies and gentlemen. A regular match. I'm done with this clown. I'm done. So Becky's in the ring. She talked about she wants her match with that girl. She wants a match with Trish and all of this. And out comes Trish and Zoe Starks. And she says that she's not cleared to go. And she's not ready to fight. But she'll fight her on her own terms. And here comes Adam Pearce. He said, well, guess what? You're here. She's here. We're going to have that match tonight, right now. So ring the bell. Get a referee out here. Ladies and gentlemen, this was like 2 seconds. As soon as they got in the ring, Zoe Starks jumps in the ring and immediately starts beating the brakes off of Becky and the match over with. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The women's division is atrocious, y'all. It's the only matchup I'll give them props is the video package promos with Shayna Baszler and Ronda. That's it. But all the other stuff, both women's title pictures are a joke. Becky and Trish, a joke. I'm like, so later on, Trish and Zoe runs into Adam Pearce, and he said, because of the foolishness that you clowns decided to do, we're going to have the matchup. We're going to do the rematch 2 weeks in your hometown, Trish. And guess what? Zoe, you're barred from ringside. So that was that. So like I said, they basically beat the snot out of each other. Now, I ain't going to lie. Now, this was kind of hysterical right here. They talked about Twisted Metal and they only showed Falcon and the young lady. For some idiotic reason, they did not show Samoa Joe, who is Two-Face the Clown. I said, wow, that is petty than the mug. He not even showing his face. He got the clown the clown mask on. And they didn't even show. And then when they showed the commercial, they didn't even show him. I said, now that's petty. That's petty. WWE is petty. They are petty than the mud like that. They didn't even, because why? Because Samoa Joe is associated with AEW. That's why they didn't show up. I said, wow, that's petty than the mud. But hey, that's how WWE get down. I mean, even in the documentary, they even acknowledged that AEW, quote unquote, was started by Cody and that he was the leader. I'm like, no, it took all of them. It was TK and it was all. That's what I say, just petty, petty, petty. And so then, speaking of being petty, Triple H said in the documentary that AEW is a secondary company. He ain't lying. I mean, AEW fans just got to get over it. He right. He was actually saying something factual. It is a secondary company. Hey, it's a great number 2 right now. Until they can start not only selling out arenas, until they can start doing 1 point million, 2 point million, 3 point million on a regular basis like SmackDown them do, you still a secondary company. It is what it is, you know. He wasn't lying there. I gotta be honest. He wasn't lying. So, they showed Cody on the Today Show and all of this crap, and you know. So they showed another. Now let me tell y'all something. This video package right here with Ronda and Shayna, man, I've never listened. Ronda broke down. She broke down because it's emotional because and then. The fact that so Ronda explained, she said the reason why I had them with me is because there was nobody that actually wanted to be cool with me when we got into that UFC stuff, and I made a sisterhood with not just Shayna but with the other two, and I knew that with us being together we could grow and we can get real good at this, but I didn't realize how much she had this such hatred and this jealous towards me. And as she was talking, she got choked up and she was legit crying. Then Shayna talked about Ronda not actually being there for her own daughter and everything, and she broke down. I said, ladies and gentlemen, when you bring realization into a situation like that, now you really get my full attention. I love the realization. Realization and wrestling always go hand in hand. I gotta give that clown Kevin Dunn again nothing but props. That was great. Fan flipping tastic. Excellent. You got my full attention. You got Shayna Baszler, who you ain't never seen cry before, because that's her role girl. And then Ronda over there crying. Oh my goodness, man! Listen, they got my attention. Now you have to ask yourself, how the heck they not booking the rest of the women's division as if they matter? You actually going out your way getting people to care about this matchup when the rest of your division is a complete joke. It's a joke on SmackDown. It's a joke on Raw. It don't make no sense. It's frustrating in the mud. I'm like, this was fantastic, but the rest of the show and the other situation with the girls is just stupid. It's atrocious. So they ran down the whole SummerSlam card. As of right now, it's only 8 matches on the card. I'm like, you know what? You know Triple H and them. You know H don't like to do more than... If Triple H has to do 10 matches, he'll do 10. But for the most part, 8 is the minimum. That's the highest he's going. Unlike a certain other clown, you know he can't help himself. He got to put like 15 billion matches on the show. But Triple H and them, I got to give him and Vince props on the less is more, because less truly is more. And you focus on your most important matches being on the card. Even if I don't care about half the card, you still have your most important matches going into the show. Out comes Judgment Day. Damian Priest dominate with Rhea and Finn Balor taking on Sami Zayn and Seth. And this whole matchup was nothing but a sing-along. Seth come out there, Sami come out there, and they just singing along. Just singing and singing. Just one big old sing-along. So then these clowns come out here and they have the matchup that we done seen for the last 10 weeks. Wrestling each other over and over and over. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really care nothing about it because I've seen this matchup time and time again. Now, I'm going to talk about the very end of this. So with all the distractions going on outside with Rhea doing all the crazy stuff, you saw Damian. He looked at the briefcase. He seen Finn. He said, give it here, give me here. He said, we're going to try to cash in. We're going to try to cash in. Took too long. They took too freaking long. And I believe it was Seth. Seth kicked the briefcase in Damian Priest's face. And when it bounced off his face, the sharp part on the top of it popped Damian Priest in the skull. And he was bleeding all over the place. And unfortunately, Damian Priest and them lost. That told me all I need to know. The unfortunate is taking place at SummerJoke, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't want this to happen because I still think that you need to keep these 4 together. Finn Balor is getting ready to get humiliated at SummerJoke, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to beat Seth Rollins. But as soon as he beats Seth Rollins, Damian Priest is going to cash. And they even acknowledge it. They said, well, what makes you think that he won't cash in on his guy? They mention it. Kevin Patrick told Corey Graves, what makes you think Damian Priest won't cash in on Finn? They told you what's finna happen. Especially how the whacked up ending finished. I said, oh, Damian Priest is getting that thing. He's winning. Finn Balor's going to have it, but he's only going to have it for a hot second. It's going to be just like several years. And even in the promo, he even mentioned Seth, when he was talking about Seth, what happened to him several years ago, how he had the championship, but he was hurt, so he had to relinquish it. And he said, you're going to reap the repercussions of what happened 7 years ago. Well, guess what? He's going to have feel the same wrath, but unfortunately by his mates in Judgment Day. Finn Balor's getting ready to get kicked out. And based on how the finish was, he was on the opposite side of the ring. They was walking out, and you seen Damian Priest bleeding like crazy. That spot wasn't supposed to happen. That spot was not supposed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It was not supposed to happen at all. That was an accident. That was a freaking accident. But here, hey, WWE got some blood. You know, you never see blood in WWE. It's like a rarity you see some blood in WWE, and more than likely, it's always an accident. Not like AEW where everybody bleed every 5 seconds. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw was actually tolerable. I know it's the same old rematches weekly. Or why did I say rematches always weekly? But they told you what's going to happen. Finn Balor's going to beat Seth. He's going to beat him. But it's not gonna last long. He only gonna have it for like what, 2 seconds. He gonna have a 2-second celebration. Damian Priest gonna cash in on him, and he gonna take that championship. And that's gonna be your storyline going into the fallout of SummerJoke for the Raw side. So I done said what I had to say. I told you what I felt about Great American Joke. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I told you about Cody Rhodes' new documentary. Go out your way and see it, but it's one of the funniest documentaries you ever see. I love the story about Dusty getting screwed and Cody coming back looking like a joke. First, like I said, when he first came through, he was being built up. Listen, Dashing Rhodes is always my favorite version of Cody Rhodes. That is my favorite. He played the mess out. When he had that face mask on, he played the mess out of that character. I love that character through and through. I love that character. That's why I say I'm an advocate for him going heel. I just feel Cody Rhodes is best as a heel. He can play the babyface, but when he continues to just be drawn out and overexposed and got to pull up here and say the same bull jive over and over again, I just have enough of it. Him as a heel, oh man. I think that's gold, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's gold. But he don't want to go that route, and we stuck with this version of him. Cody Cena is what they've been calling him. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all know exactly what to do. Hit that freaking comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.